KMVT Sports, Friday Night Blitz.
Welcome into Friday Night Blitz. I'm Brevin Monroe. Cole has the night off tonight. Well, what better place to start than a 1 versus 2 matchup over in Dietrich, where they welcome the Rockland Bulldogs in our KMVT Friday Night Blitz Game of the Week. These teams are the top 2 in the 1A media poll for this week, and it's going to be a quick start here for Rockland as Gavin Hoskison for Dietrich drops back to pass. He's going to be picked off, though, by Aiden Radford, the senior. Nice return there to boot. That's going to set up Rockland as well. It's going to set them up for the game's first touchdown. Here we are, a rushing touchdown there from David Jensen. That puts them up 6-0. But check out this 2-point attempt here. Rockland quarterback Isaac Held is going to drop back to pass and finds Radford over the middle. A diving catch. What a play by him. 8-0 Dogs. A little later, more trouble for the Devils as Hoskison stripped by the defender here. Rockland is going to fall on top of it, come up with it. The Blue Devils defense, though, they would hold strong. Big play here by the Dietrich defense as 2 Blue Devils in on the sack there on 4th down, but still no offense going. The defense kept them in this one. A 4th down goal line stand here. Brody Torgerson blowing the play up, but the injured Connor Perkins joked to me on the sidelines. He said, I'm coming in this game, and he sure did. And they ended up winning this in the second half, 30-26. What a win for them. Well, from Dietrich over to Shoshone, 22-8 Indians at the half. Their quarterback, Bud Cortez, was a menace out of the halftime break. Here he is with back-to-back nice gains with his legs. The second one right up the middle, and that would get them all the way down to the goal line, and it's only fitting that he's the one punching it in from a few yards out. The 2-point attempt was no good, but Shoshone leads 28-6. Then the Indians defense stepped up here as Hadley Hunt forces the fumble with a big hit, and then Hiram Cheney dives on top of it for the recovery. Nothing doing on the Indian offensive drive, though. Next, North Gem drive, problems here with the option. The ball's going to end up on the grass, and Shoshone is going to dive on top of this one as well in enemy territory. Cowboys would hold them off, but Shoshone is going to come away with a 28-14 win in this one. Good game for them. And checking out some more 1A 8-man scores, Hanson headed to Rimrock and lost 49-14. And Camas County has now lost 2 in a row with a 4-point road loss to Mackey. And then the Chalice Vikings, they took down the Richfield Tigers, doubling them up 44-22. And the defending state champion Butte County Pirates down Cary by double as well, 40-20. And moving into some 2A scores now, Hagerman destroyed Water Springs 90-0. And the Valley Vikings beat Prairie by 30 up in Fruitland. And wrapping up 2A, Raft River traveled to Notice and will head back to the Valley with a big 60-8 win. And now moving in on Grace, actually as well, Grace and Murtaugh Grace. That's our 3rd team in the Magic Valley. They came away with a 50-26 win. And moving now from 8-man football to 11-man, where the Kimberly Bulldogs welcome the Snake River Panthers tonight as both teams look to avoid the dreaded 0-3 start to the season. Kimberly up 28-8 here in the 3rd quarter, and the Panthers trying to fight their way back into this one. And they're going to be making here a scoring push as well. But when they start that push, it's going to be a fumble of the football right in front of the goal line. Kimberly is going to fall on top of it as well. A lot of fumbles in the highlights here tonight. Not sure what was going on. It wasn't rainy or anything, but Kimberly comes up with that one. On 4th down now, the Bulldogs are going to be lining up to punt, but the kick is blocked, and the Bulldogs forced to take a safety on that one. The Panthers get their 2 points back immediately. Junior quarterback Braden Mortensen is going to dump it off to senior now Rylan Ibarra with a nice one-handed grab. Bulldogs defense is going to stop the Panthers here at the 5-yard line, but the Panthers aren't giving up here. Mortensen hands it off to Johnny Jones, who runs in for the score. The Panthers decided to go for 2 here. They handed the ball again to Jones, and that was it. It cuts to 10 points, but Kimberly picks up their first win of the season, 28-24. Heading to some more 4A scores from our teams. Filer headed to American Falls and lost 20-14. Buell dominated Mountain Home in their home opener, 43-6. And Wood River traveled to Ridgeview, but they were defeated soundly by the Warhawks 40-7. And Gooding will play Parma on the Blue in Boise tomorrow. And moving to 3A, Deckel headed to Aberdeen in a defensive struggle. They came out on the losing end, though, 8-0. And Twin and Jerome met in another battle of the bridge. Highlights from that game are coming up next. Right back in with our 5A schools to Twin Falls, where they took on the Jerome Tigers in the Battle of the Bridge tonight. Opening drive of the game, Ty Hess is going to flip it to Dalton Carter, who takes the end around. Nice play there by Twin inside to the Jerome red zone. Then near the goal line, Twin Falls turns to Jordan Bingham, who slips in off tackle, and the Bruins draw first blood, 7-0 in this one. Next Twin Falls possession, Hess calls his own number on this one, flips it over to Sam Martin, who somehow hangs on, goes in there for the score. It's 14-0 Bruins. Jerome finally gets a little bit of some offense going here, reaching midfield, but they're forced into a quick kick, and that goes sideways, and Twin Falls here is back in business. Moving ahead now to the start of the second quarter, Hess fires a laser to Cooper Thompson, who takes it 21-0 Bruins, and they would go on to win big in this one, 74-0. Just down the road now at Canyon Ridge, Juan Alvarado's Riverhawks were in a muscle tussle with Century here. Defense ruled the first half, knotted at 6 just before the half. And then Holstein launches here to David Rothweiler, who makes a great grab down the sideline. CR threatening to take the lead. But it's not to be as the Riverhawks. It gets buried here by Big Roger Boomer, and the two teams, they head to the locker room tied. Moving now to the start of the third, the Riverhawk offense ignites here. Lorenzo Juarez flips the script, racing from Canyon Ridge 32 to the Century 32. Big gainer here by him. And on the very next play, the Ridge turned to the battering ram. It's Chris Erling who fights his way inside the red zone. And from there, Canyon Ridge would go on to win this one 41-13 over Century. And moving down over to Burley, where the Bobcats took on the Emmett Huskies in a hard-fought battle under the mountains this evening. Emmett would score first after a quarterback sneak by Ryder Scheibe, and the Huskies put 7 on the board. Burley, though, they're quick to respond. Quarterback C.J. Jensen throws it to tight end Tucker Alvey, who immediately turns on the Jets, and he is going to be gunning here for the end zone after he completes this nice pass. The Emmett defense, they stopped Alvey, though, before he could get in. Burley, they're going to be trying to capitalize off of this big play. Jensen, he's going to take it in himself, though, once he gets going, and that's going to be a 7-7 ball game here for the Bobcats. In the second quarter, Bobcats ball back here. Jensen looking for his receiver, intercepted by the big man, and we're not going to be able to see it because the final score for this one was Burley losing 42-35. And in the final game of the evening, the reigning 4A champs, the Bishop Kelly Knights, of course, now in the 5A ranks, they took on Minico tonight up in the Treasure Valley. Start of the second half here, 4th down now. Bishop Kelly is going to go for it. Tylen Cashmitter gets just enough to get across for a fresh set of downs, and it's a slow way to get across midfield. It's going to pay off, though, right on the doorstep as the Knights, they're going to be powering this one into the end zone. Sound the cannon for Bishop Kelly, and they're going to take this one over Minico 20-8. The final score, Minico puts up a good fight against a really solid team, but comes away with their first loss of the season. Well, that's going to wrap up our Friday Night Blitz football coverage for Week 2. Stick around. We hope to see you here next week when Cole is back. Thanks for watching.